Tear gas once again shrouds the streets of Hong Kong. Protests returned after China pushed for a strict new national security law for the territory under cover of the coronavirus. The national security law is even more damaging and harmful than the extradition bill last year introduced by the government. And now, when time is running out in Hong Kong, we would describe now as the beginning of the end. We don't have enough time, but we still need to continue the fight. Opponents see this as the end of Hong Kong's one country, two systems relationship with China. The legislation that gives Beijing more surveillance powers is supported by Hong Kong's pro-Chinese legislators and local security chiefs.
Or this law will not affect the great majority of Hong Kong. I don't think the great majority of Hong Kong people have any interest whatsoever to subverting state power or the central government. So I don't think that is an issue.
Beijing's rubber stamp assembly is expected to approve the law next week, but protests on the small island may prove difficult to stamp out.
And for more on this, let's go to Hong Kong and speak to reporter Florence de Changy. Thanks for joining us. Can you tell us what are the concerns of the protesters?
Well, interestingly, today's protest was initially planned against another law called the National Flag and Anthem Law that the local parliament, LegCo, is about to pass. And since several opposition lawmakers have been disqualified, the pro-democracy camp has no means of blocking any legislation at the moment. So this law was meant to forbid people to be disrespectful toward the Chinese flag or the national anthem, as Hong Kong people actually love to do, as they see it as their right to continue to express their dislike of the Chinese flag and the Chinese anthem. But of course, since we heard last Thursday night that China was now going to impose a new national security law intended at clamping down on anything and everything, even remotely associated to treason, sedition, secession, foreign interference, terrorism, then, of course, the Hong Kongers have become even more concerned, and some of them think today is one of their last chance to protest under the common law of Hong Kong, as just protesting could soon be seen or treated as something much more serious.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, can you tell us a bit more about this new law? It sounds like quite a comprehensive catch-all piece of legislation, given the list of things you just put forward.
Yeah, and to be fair, no one is 100% clear yet as to what it means and how it will be implemented, what will be the punishments for which offences, and more importantly, who will decide of the offences. It's not conceivable to imagine a separate set of courts in Hong Kong, because Hong Kong is under common law, not under national law, and it has a very sound justice system. So China has also mentioned that it will now have agencies in Hong Kong staffed by its own people to monitor more closely the situation related to national security. So people are really asking, how will this work? Some Hong Kongers are worried that they could be sent to China for trials, which is very scary, obviously. So the short answer is that we don't really know for sure. And even Carrie Lam, the chief executive here, she has welcomed this decision. She has no choice, but she said she doesn't have the details.
Okay, well, thank you for that. Reporter Florence de Changy in Hong Kong.